Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. So this week I got my box. Very excited to get some new items from the mini catalog as well as from the scrapbooking mini catalog, which I did not print out, but maybe by the end of this video I will go ahead and show you that as well. I did decide to hold off buying anything from the mini catalog until the scrapbooking things came out so I could kind of get everything at once. And I was busy and I wasn't going to get to it anyway. So I know there's been a lot of unboxing videos already out there. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time going through what I got because I think a lot of people got a lot of the same things. And I also want to do a little bit of a creative at the end of this. But again, the mini catalog runs from September to December, and it is packed full of lots of fun things. Some of these are fall stamps, but there is a lot of holiday stamps in here and projects. Here's a beautiful fall, more than autumn set. There's the bows. There's this regal winter set that's got these beautiful jewel tone papers. So again, there is a lot of really fun items in this catalog, as well as a lot of really great ideas. There are Memory and More pieces, which are the 3x4 and 4x6 cards that you can use for memory keeping, but you can also use to make cards with. And there are a lot of them. You can see just this one saying, warm wishes. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 of those cards. They are double-sided. And so you have beautiful embellishments that you can use on a scrapbook page, as well as making really quick cards for the holidays that are coming up. So Believe in the Magic. And then on the other side is more of a journaling block. Enjoy the Gifts of Season. And on the other side are presents. And Merry Christmas with another journaling block, and Winter's Blessings, and then another journaling block. So a whole lot of things that you can do. You can take half of these cards and use them on layouts. You can use half of them on cards that you might want to send out. The 4x6 is again very similar. You get looks like 5 of the 4x6 size, and again that could be the very front of the card base, and you could just use a colored cardstock and put something on the inside. This is a great journaling block, but you could also use this one for recipes. Maybe you've got Christmas or holiday recipes and you want to make a recipe book of just your holiday recipes. I think that would be a lot of fun with that particular one. And then this one again, really great, could go on a scrapbook page really easily to fill in a nice spot. And then on the other side is, again, a nice big space for journaling or for a picture. 2 smaller pictures could fit in there. Very merry. Looks like we've got 6 of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these ones. And then the other side is just a beautiful stripe. In addition, there are stickers. So there are 2 packets of this style that has a bunch of little stickers on it, and again, hopefully you can see that they're good weight for cards as well as for scrapbooks. And then there are 2 of this style, and same thing, same weight, same everything. It's they're good sturdy stickers. So these are the Memory and More cards that I plan to use on some scrapbooks, but also to make some cards that I'm going to be sending out over the holidays. There are some other components of it. There's a designer series 12x12 paper with punch outs, very similar to what we have in the annual catalog. And then there are card bases that you can use ephemera on, that are ephemera packs that you can quickly create holiday cards with. So again, the catalog is full of lots of really fun ideas. As well as products. But I was really interested in getting the first set of scrapbooking papers. So I didn't buy a whole lot from the catalog from a stamp perspective. I did get the Surfing Santa. The Surfing Santa to me is really fun. I live in California, so we don't get snow. And we do tend to spend a number of holidays in Hawaii. So Surfing Santa was a really perfect fit for me as something to buy. I did get Reindeer Days, or Reindeer Fun, because I wanted to pair that with Reindeer Memories. And so I got this stamp set, plus I got the dies that also went along with it, as well as the embossing folder that they had paired with it in the catalog. So this is the Forever Plaid embossing folder. And then I did get the little red and white peppermint adhesives. These are much thinner than I expected them to be. I don't know what I really expected. Maybe I'm just so used to the close to my heart embellishments, which, you know, were not too thick, but a lot thicker than I would say these are. You probably can't tell, but these are really quite flat, relatively speaking. And I guess I expected a little bit more, it to be a little bit more domed, maybe, because peppermints are domed. Anyway, I'm not sure what I expected, but they are definitely a true red and white. The color that they tell me the color on here? It says real red, it looks like. So it is the true red, and they really do look like peppermints. And there's looks like 3 sizes: a small, a medium, and a large size on that one. So again, I got these 2 sets, the plaid and the Reindeer Fun with the peppermints, to go with the Reindeer Memories set. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up, and we'll take a look at what's in here. So this is the full packet for creating the scrapbook. I didn't get any extra papers, DSPs, or anything like that. I just decided to buy the scrapbooking workshops for these. And so there's going to be 3 full layouts, 3 12 by 12 layouts. And this is very much, if you were a close to my heart customer, these very much will look familiar to you from a cutting guide perspective. And the 3 layouts, they tell you all the materials that you need down here at the bottom, and it tells you the photos that they used, both portrait and landscape, as well, down here on that front page. It also says that there is a featured technique of paper weaving, and that's what you see on this first layout here. When you turn it over, again, this is on glossy paper, so it's actually really, really nice paper and will hold up well. It's going to give you the getting started, and essentially it's telling you how to use this guide. And the thing that to remember with these guides is that there is this little scissor icon, and that's going to indicate your first cut. The other thing that you will have is a little asterisk that is next to some of the pieces, like this 2B has an asterisk. That means you're going to be using the back side of the 2B, which is this piece right here. This is 2F, that also has an asterisk, which means that's going to use the back side. So which is the front and the back? Well, down at the bottom of the that page of cutting, it says that the snowflakes is the front and the bells are the back side. So when you're cutting this, you're going to cut it with the front being up, but when you're actually assembling, you're going to use the back side of that piece of paper. Hopefully that makes sense. And then you'll see this first cut comes down. If you see the dots or the dashes at the end, that means you can cut all the way through. So you're going to cut a full 12" by 2 3/4, and then you'll cut off the extra ½ at the bottom, and that would just be scrap. So essentially, when you see that first cut, if it goes all the way with a dashed line to the bottom, you can continue cutting all the way to the end of that paper. And again, the scissors are going to indicate where your first cut should be. And so all of the pieces are labeled, making it really easy for you to put them in, not categories, but put them in piles. So all the 2s are going to go for layout 2. All of the 1s will go for layout 1, and all of the 3s will go for layout 3. And you're just going to go through the cutting exactly the way that it shows here. So there is an exclusive paper that you're only going to use a little bit of. You're going to have almost a 6 by 12 piece of paper here that you're going to have left over that you can use for other layouts. You also have a bunch of this pattern here with the reindeer on the front and the lights on the back that you're going to have a lot of paper left there, and they'll have a good portion of paper of the trees and the grid. So you can definitely get more than 3 layouts out of this paper pack or this scrapbooking workshop. You're also going to get the cardstock. So this is showing you the dark and the light side of the cardstock, because again, as Stampin' Up! Is now taking over and doing kits in the Close to My Heart style, they are introducing a 2-toned cardstock with a white core. They are going to keep their existing cardstock that is not 2-tone. This is going to be in addition to their cardstock line. So they will be slowly introducing colors based off of the scrapbooking kits that they put out. The cardstock that matches with those scrapbooking kits. So there's not going to be, you're not going to see all of the colors right away, but you will see them slowly introduced over the course of probably a year, I would guess. And they will be a complement to the single solid core cardstock that they have in their current colors. So this is Garden Green. That's one of the colors that they're releasing, and it's got a dark and a light side. And again, it's going to be a white core versus the standard cardstock they have now. There's a very vanilla, and there is a real red. And then White Willow is essentially, this is our old White Daisy. Okay, so White Willow is the cardstock that is the White Daisy equivalent. I have a call in to demonstrator support to really find out the weight differences between White Willow, basic white, thick basic white, because in all my research in the past, and I did a video on this, the basic white and our old White Daisy said it was the same weight, but I'm hearing that that's not the case. So what I want to try and do is see if demonstrator support can give me the weights for all of the whites that they have now in their line, so that you know. My understanding is the White Willow is our standard, and the weight is escaping me right now. I'll put it down at the bottom when I edit the video. And the basic white is a little bit heavier. So that's my understanding, but I want to find out if I can get a real answer on the weights. All right. And then the assembly instructions, again, are very much the Close to My Heart style. You're going to get a picture. It's going to tell you how to prepare. It's going to give you all the assembly instructions then there's 5 assembly instructions. And then it's going to give you the dimensions on where to place all of the pieces, so that you know that it's 3/4 of an inch down from the top and it's 1 inch in from the bottom, right? So all of those are going to come for each page of the layouts. All right. So those are the instructions. They will only be available when you buy the workshop. They will not be online available for download. They will only come in the workshop. There is not going to be an electronic version of these workshop guides. So that is a little bit different than the Close to My Heart, where you could download them as an electronic version. You will not be able to do that with the Stampin' Up! Scrapbook workshops. Okay, so sticker sheets, again, they're they're a very nice weight sticker that are here. These pieces are used as part of the paper weaving that you see on this layout, as well as part of some of these other pieces. So the fact that they're not full 12 by 12 is why it's set up that way, because they're not intended to be used as full 12 by 12s. I do have a little smudge on mine, but I think most of it's going to not be an issue, and I don't know if I did that or if it came that way. But anyway, the stickers are, again, a really nice weight. And then we have the papers. It is a smaller. It's not all the DSP, meaning the DSP, you get 12 sheets of paper when you buy the DSP, just as the DSP. In the workshop kit, you're going to get 6 of the papers. So they are the same papers that are in the DSP, but you're only going to get 6 of them versus 12. And they are, again, the double-sided. So you've got the reindeer and the lights. You've got the bells and the snowflakes, and then you have the trees and the grid, the brown grid. As well as anytime you get a scrapbooking workshop, you are going to get some specialty paper. The specialty paper is only going to be one-sided, so it's a single-sided paper, and this is the red with the white, and the well, I would call this glacier, but I'm sure that's not the right color for Stampin' Up. The aqua color, or the pale blue color with the lines, the white lines. And then you also are going to get a die cut sheet. So these die cuts just easily pop out, and they're going to be used on the layout. All right, so the cardstock that comes in the kit is going to have all of the cardstock that you need to make those 3 layouts. And from the looks of it, we're going to have a bunch of leftover, because I don't think we're going to need all of this. So 2 of the very vanilla, 2 of the, what color is that? Does it tell me on here? Sorry, I'm looking it up because I'm still not good with all the names of everything. Let's see. I'm trying to find it real fast here. It does not say. Okay, that's interesting. It doesn't give me all of the colors in the kit. So, and I don't know if they have a backer on it. Oh, they do have a backer on it. So let's pull that out. All right, so this is going to be Pool Party. All right, so you're going to get 2 of the very vanilla, 2 of the Pool Party. You're going to get 3, it looks like, of the White Willow, 1 of the very red, 2 of the, I think this is Apple Green, and then 2 of the Garden Green. And remember that these are 2-sided. Okay, so you've got a dark side and a light side on these. A dark side and a light side, and then on the very red, a dark and a light, and on the Pool Party, a dark and a light. Okay, so those are all of the papers that come with this. You'll also get photo placeholders for all of those sizes that are called out on the instructions. So all those photo placeholders are going to be there. And then there is another craft die cut that says joy and a little bit of a pocket that will go on this layout. Okay, so that is the reindeer memories. And I'm probably, like I said, I'm probably going to supplement it with the reindeer fun. And possibly the embossing folder. So either to make more layouts because I'm going to have plenty of paper left over, or to add some more to these layouts that are kind of make it my own. All right. So the second scrapbooking layout that I got, or workshop that I got, was the Autumn to Remember. And I did get the Autumn to Remember stamp set that coordinates with this scrapbooking workshop. I loved the sayings September to Remember, bountiful blessings, and crisp autumn days, plus the leaves. I really like that. And again, these sayings are quite large, so really good for scrapbooking layouts. And then I really did like the leaf options here. So I went ahead and got that stamp set as well. So this one is, again, has exactly the same design as far as how it's put together. You've got the instruction sheets with the 3 layouts. You've got the cutting guides for all of the papers that need to get cut. And then you have the assembly instructions as well. And I just love this paper. The sticker sheets, you've got some really great titles on this one. Grateful for this moment together, leaves abound from all around. Love that one. Giving all things give thanks, enjoying the last days of summer. That's what we're going through here in California. We always have beautiful Septembers that are nice and warm in the day, but not too warm at night. And then lots of little small things that you can put along with a rabbit and a hedgehog and a deer, bliss, an owl, some banners and things. So this is I absolutely love this paper and that sticker sheet. All right, so again, same idea. We're going to have 6 two-sided papers. The first one has got a very woodsy feel with all the woodland animals. And then on the other side, you're going to have the trees. Then we've just got a nice brown grid paper. And then on the other side, again, is triangles, but they look like trees. They're intended to be like trees. And then this one is a distressed green tone-on-tone flower, but it does have some distressing on it. And then on this one, it's like sticks or trees without leaves. Again, has a distressing tone-on-tone feel. So just love these rich colors. And let me just pull this out to take a look at the colors that are part of this. Cajun Craze, Crushed Curry, Early Espresso, Gray Granite, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Pecan Pie, Petal Pink, Pumpkin Pie are the colors here. All right, so the specialty papers, you're going to get a couple of different specialty papers in this one. You're going to get this wood grain paper, really fun. Love a good wood grain, really like that one. This one is really different. I would not have expected to get some of these bright green colors in this kit, but I really think it's going to be fun to work with, especially if, when you pair it with some of these, it just, I don't know, it works. It's just different. It's an unexpected paper in this kit. And then this last one, again, is this really beautiful early espresso with, I believe, which would be the petal pink behind it. So again, those are the single-sided papers. Just double check that they are all single-sided. They are. So those are all the specialty papers that are in this particular workshop. And then we have our two-toned cardstock. And so this is going to be the Old Olive. Just trying to remember all my colors again. So that's the Old Olive two-tone. This one, I think is going to be Petal Pink. Yeah, Petal Pink. And this actually looks more like a peach to me, but this is Petal Pink. And then this is Curry, I think. I think this is the Curry one. And then you've got some white as well. You also have your die cuts. So there's 2 sheets of die cuts here that are part of this kit. So again, don't want to move it around too much because they pop out pretty easy. And then the last thing that you have is these wood grain die pieces, die shapes that are part of this one. And again, we've got Autumn Days and Oh Blessed Day, Give Thanks. You've got these same style trees, Grateful, the leaves. And I can guarantee you there will be some of these left over. You're not going to use all of these on the layout. So again, this is another thing where, yeah, you can do the 3 layouts, but you are going to have leftovers from this where you probably just need to add a little bit of cardstock, and you will be able to create a couple of more layouts out of this just from the leftovers of this kit. And again, like I said, the photo placeholders are there. So again, these 3, I mean, I just think these are gorgeous layouts, just absolutely gorgeous layouts. And yeah, I think you're going to end up with a lot of extra paper that you're going to be able to play around with. So again, the stamp set can augment anything that's already here, or to add to the other layouts that you may want to create using the leftovers. All right, so the last thing that I got, actually there's 2 more things that I got, and the other one I'm going to demo, but I got the Sweetest Star. This is the first time that I've bought a punch. I don't have a lot of space, and so punches to me were not something I was sure I wanted to buy, but I couldn't resist this particular set. As far as the Sweetest Star. Now, I definitely could have fussy cut this and not gotten the star punch, but I thought this was a pretty usable punch that I could use for lots of other things besides this stamp set. And so I went ahead and decided I was going to give a punch a try. So the backside of the punch, you can see it comes locked or closed, and then you just use this piece right here. That's what locks it or closes it. When you slide it up, then that will release the punch, and then you would put your paper in and punch, right? Pretty straightforward. But I hadn't used one, and so I wanted to give that set a try. And I've seen some really cute things. People have actually done some Halloween things with this particular gingerbread stamp, so that's kind of fun. All right, so the last thing that I wanted to talk about is the make a bow, or is that, I think that's what it's called. Hold on, let me just bring this back out again and I can show it to you. So this is a decoration type of idea, and I really thought this would be fun for the holidays, is to make my own bows. I remember getting these bows on my Christmas gifts when I was younger. Getting the bows on was such a fun thing as a kid. And so this is take a bow bundle, and it comes with a die, and they also have 6x6 papers that you can use with this. Now, you can use this with any paper, but it's kind of nice just to get the bundle and be able to play around and create your own bows. So the die is a single die, and it cuts out all of the pieces that you need to create this bow. You do need 2 pieces of 6x6 paper to make the bow. So you need to have 6 of the large, 4 of the medium, and 2 of the small. But this is one single die. It's all welded together, and you just lay this on top of a piece of 6x6 paper and run it through, or 2 pieces of 6x6 paper and run it through your die cutting machine. And it cuts very, very easily. It's not hard to cut these at all. And so what I have done is I have gone ahead and I've cut out some of the paper that is this coordinating take a bow paper. And again, this is a pack of paper that has 48 sheets in it. And you need 2 sheets for every bow that you want to make. So, and these are 2-sided papers. So you've got, again, the red dot and the stripe, and then you got a candy cane stripe and some holly leaves or berry leaves. Then you've got the dots with the greens, stars almost. And then you've got the green dots with the plaid. And those are the papers that come in it. So this particular one can make, remember you need 2 for each, 2 sheets of paper to make 1 bow. So you could make 24 bows out of this paper. So really, really fun. Okay, so let me clean this up and we're going to talk a little bit about how to make these bows. All right, so what I did is I took that die and I took 2 pieces of the green paper. And as you can see, when you do that, you use pretty much the whole piece of 6x6 paper. You just end up with this little bit left in the corner for the 2 medium size and small dies that are part of the collection there. And what you end up with is, again, you end up with your 6 long ones. So you got your 6 long ones. You've got your 4 medium and your 2 small. And with that, you need to assemble this. And there's, you can use liquid glue for this, or you can use a tape runner for this. I think those would be the 2 that I would suggest. If you wanted to use glue dots, you could probably use glue dots. I used tape runner on mine, and it seems to be holding together pretty good. I am using the Mono Air tape runner, but you could certainly use the Stamp and Seal probably just as well, or the Stamp and Seal Plus. But I use the Mono. So how do you make these loops? So you're going to take your piece and you're going to decide which side you want on the outside and which side you want on the inside. So because this one I made with the sort of lighter side on the outside, I'm going to go ahead and make the green the darker. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the 2 ends and you're going to fold them on top of each other. Okay, so you're not going to fold them like this. You don't want to do that. You want to take the right side and fold it so that it's sitting on top of the left side. So that you get this sort of loop section here, and you've got the inside being the same as being shown through. So again, you're not going like this, except for one of these loops. You're laying it, you're twisting it on top of itself. And that's where you're going to put your adhesive. Now you can make these as tight as you want or as loose as you want. I found that if I just line up the edge here with the edge on the other side, I get a nice shape. So I'm lining up this short edge with this short edge, and then I get a nice shape, and it's nice and clean. And so all I do is I'm going to just add some adhesive down to the top there of that one side. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to just line that up. And now I've got my first loop. And I need to do that for every one of these except for one. The last one, on the small one, I am going to just, so this small one of them's going to create a loop, but the other one you are going to do what I said you wouldn't do on the other ones, because that's going to be the part here in the middle, right there. Okay, so this one, you're just going to loop it like that. Okay, and again, that's one of the small ones. One of them's going to be like this, and the other one is going to be looped just back on itself. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create all of these, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to show you how to assemble. All right, so now I've got all of my loops created, and so now I can start my assembly. And so part of the assembly is going to be putting these together like so. Now, there's, again, a couple of ways that you can do this. One of the ways is we can adhere these down. Another way is that we can use a brad. And so all I'm going to do is pull out my cushion here, and I do have some brads. I'm hoping that they're long enough. I'm hoping that the little tails on these brads, these are some that I had just laying around in my stash. I'm hoping that these are going to be long enough. So we're going to give this a try and see if we're successful. You can adhere them. I did do that adhering just on this one, just using, again, the Tombow. But I thought that I would go ahead and try to see if we could get this brad option to work as well. So we're just going to place some holes. I probably should do some measurements, but we'll go ahead and I'm going to just eyeball this and see if we can make this work. And if it doesn't, we'll go back to the adhesive method. Okay, so I've created holes in all of these guys, and so what I'm going to do is just try to line these up where I've got the holes lined up here as best as I can, looking for those holes, and then I'm going to put a brad in. Probably the hardest part is just holding all these pieces individually together. Okay, so I think we might end up doing a couple of brads here. So I'm trying to poke this through here. This is the hard part, trying to get it through. So we're going to just kind of work our way through each one of these layers here. And see if we can get that. All right, so I think we've got all the layers on that one. And then I'm going to just see where do I want to put these others here. So I think now I've got that guy through, I think we'll put this one here and then this one over here. So I think we can handle all of those layers. All right. So what I don't think I'm going to be able to do is get these additional layers in on this brad. I think it's too, it's not wide, it's not long enough. So we're going to add probably 2 brads to this. and see if we can get it to work. So I just kind of disassembled it, and now I'm going to try and get the brad through on each of the layers. Hopefully I'm staying in camera here. Like so. Okay. So now that I've got that, I'm going to just look and just see, am I happy with kind of the placement? Does everything look okay? And I am pretty happy with that. So before I close this up, I'm going to just turn this over. I'm probably going to lose my brad there. What I did is I cut a 1-inch strip of white, and I took the adhesive sheet and I cut it to 1 inch as well. And then I adhered the adhesive sheet 1-inch strip to the 1-inch strip of the white cardstock. And then what I ended up with is a cardstock on one side and an adhesive piece on the other side. So if any of you had any of these bows when you were a kid, you'll remember that we sort of tore off the paper or the sticky sheet on one side, and it had a backer on the other side so that we could adhere it down. So essentially that's what I'm trying to recreate here, is I'm trying to recreate that. Oops, got to make sure we got our bow going the right direction here. Just double check that since it fell apart a little bit. No, something's not right there. It did not work out. Hold on. Okay, so we got that, like that. Okay, and then we add this guy. The nice thing about the brad is that you actually can move things around and wiggle them around a little bit more than you can if you are using the glue. All right, so I'm just trying to make it look pretty. So that looks really good, like that. I feel like they're evenly balanced between the sections. And then I'm going to take my piece of cardstock that has the adhesive on one side, that's the shiny part that you can kind of see there, and a cardstock on the other. I want the cardstock side facing the bow bottom. I want the adhesive, the thing that's protecting the adhesive, to be on the other side. So as you can see, I'm pretty much at the capacity of my brad at this point. I'm not going to be able to get much else on there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to spread that apart. I'm trying to do it without killing my fingers here. Okay, we're going to take that. And we want it to be pretty secure, so make sure you've got that pretty flat, like so. And so now when you go to apply this to a package, you can just take the adhesive back off and tear it off of this, and you'll have a nice sturdy thing that you can put on top of your package. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so now that we've got that, we've got a few more pieces that we need to add in. So again, we've got our piece here, and these I might see if we can go ahead and glue down instead. And I'll probably use a heavier glue dot on this. So we'll go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and put these two together with some glue, and then those are going to go into the bow like that. So I'm going to get out one of my glue dots, and the reason I'm going to use a glue dot is that it is much more, I'm going to use actually a couple of glue dots. It's a much more sturdy adhesive, and I don't have to wait for it to dry. So I'm going to probably put a few of these down. You also could use red tape the red backed tape. That would probably be another good choice here, because it's going to be a lot stronger than just a standard Tombow kind of adhesive. But these glue dots are pretty sticky, so I think those will work as well. All right, so again, I'm looking for placement. I want to make sure that I've got a nice bow feeling here. And then I've got these last two. So again, we're going to go ahead and put these two together. And we're going to just sort of figure out where we want to place these in the bow before we commit to gluing them down. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's try some of this is the score tape. I think I want to do this guy this time. I have lots of different adhesives in my collection, so gotta just figure out what is the right one for the right job. So I'll put a couple pieces of score tape down. Score tape is really a really strong adhesive, just like red line tape is. So for a project that might get manhandled a lot or woman handled a lot, moved around a lot, like those glue dots didn't hold. They popped right off. So we're going to go ahead and put some score tape on this as well. This is a really good option for anything that's going to get a lot of handling, whether it be on a card or a scrapbook page, to know that you're going to be able to do that manipulation without it breaking down. So again, we're going to go ahead and place that in like that. And then we will do this guy. Like so. All right, and I think this one, just looking at it, we want it to go in. Oops, careful. Gently, it stuck accidentally to that one bow loop, but it looks like I managed to get it up without causing a problem. Okay, so get this guy in here. And then we're going to add one more in here on this side. And then we're going to add this other last piece in. So we're going to go ahead and take some score tape here. Probably don't need a second piece. We can probably do with that. Right. Stick that in there like that. And then we're going to sort of place this guy in here like so. Okay, that looks good. Again, I'm trying to dry fit it first just so that I know that I'm happy with its placement. So we'll do that. If you did another loop like this, you would see the inside of the bow. That is also perfectly fine. If you like that look better. So this is just going to cover the bow, the inside of the bow, a little bit more than if you did another loop there. And again, you can sort of play around a little bit with the shapes of all of the loops, and get them, like this one got flattened a little bit, so you can pinch it up, give it a little bit more shape or a little bit more of an angle. And now you have a beautiful bow that will be very easy to reach your finger in and attach using that little 1x1 square of cardstock and an adhesive sheet. So I would say that if I was to go back and do this again, I like the idea of doing the brad so that you can adhere this 1x1 sheet and doing the whole bottom, and then using the score tape to get the other pieces in. I think if you use glue, you're going to get really messy all over your fingers and will, I don't know. For me, I'm not sure it would be the cleanest way to do it. So my recommendation is brads and score tape, or score tape all the way. And you can add score tape to the bottom of this that can just be peeled off. So you could put a couple of strips of score tape down here, leave the backer on, and then when you go to put it on your actual gift, you can just peel off the backer of the score tape. That would be another option. All right, so hopefully this inspires you to think about this bow kit, and that you enjoyed sort of the walkthrough that I did of the scrapbooking, 2 of the scrapbooking kits that I got. And I will be looking at those scrapbooking kits for next week, I think, to start playing around with, because I'm really excited, especially about that fall one. Really, really excited to dig into that one a little bit and play around. All right, everyone, have a great day, and I will see you on the next video.